Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scared204 here bringing you another Minecraft World War II vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Cyclone-Class patrol ship. The Cyclone-Class patrol ships are the class of the United States Navy coastal patrol boats. Most of these ships were launched between 1992 and 1994. The primary mission of these ships is coastal patrol and interdiction surveillance, an important aspect of littoral operations outlined in the Navy's strategy Forward from the Sea. These ships also provide full mission support for U.S. Navy SEALs and other special operations forces. The Cyclone-class ships, kind of relating to modern times, in 2015, 10 of the U.S. Navy's 13 Cyclone-class patrol ships were deployed to the Persian Gulf to deal with potential conflict with Iran, and the remaining 3 ships of the class were slated to be transferred to the Naval Station Mayport in Florida to work primarily with drug interdiction work with the U.S. Naval Forces Southern Command and U.S. 4th Fleet. The total number of ships completed were 14, and one is actually in service with the Philippine Navy, and some of these ships have also been leased out to the U.S. Coast Guard, which have also used them for various different tasks, mainly as drug interdiction and patrol and all that stuff, basically as the role of the ship states. So overall, very interesting ship. Very fun, one of those little ships that's kind of overlooked. You have all the big aircraft carriers, all that fun stuff, but every once in a while these little patrol ships and are kind of cool to take a look at and all that stuff. So overall, pretty cool ship and pretty cool overall. So going ahead and kind of diving into the ship. As you can tell, it's a really small ship. It's I think only in real life, so real length is only about 55 meters long, so really small, and obviously with a 1 to 5 scale it's even smaller. So starting off in the bow of the ship, we have a mounted gun up here. I believe this is a 30 millimeter kind of gun that's mounted on the top front here for basically some small offensive capabilities and stuff like that against smaller craft. We then have the bridge of the ship, which is located right in here, followed by the mast right behind it. And this whole front of the ship is just basically, obviously, the bow and shaping and all that stuff right there. As we come back to this section, we have some various different equipment. There's an air gun mounted on the back here, and there's also a rib that can be carried by it. So basically one of the little inflatable boats that can be deployed and stuff, and all that stuff. So overall, pretty interesting ship. It's really small, really simplistic, but a fun little build nonetheless. And it's fun to have some of these patrol boats as well as some of these larger ships. So hopefully you guys can enjoy it and find a use for it, especially if you're putting this like in you're building a little port or something. This would be a nice little addition to maybe be around the port or something. So anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer number 1. Alright guys, moving into our first layer, we have layer number 1. For layer 1, we're going to start by placing down a brick top slab. Now, just for quick reference, to make sure that we place this correctly on the water, this right here is going to be at the water level like this. So you can see it's a top slab. These light blue blocks here representing the actual water level itself. So you just want to make sure that your water level is at that level on both sides of this brick top slab. With that done, going back from the brick top slab, we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, additional brick top slabs back. So in total, we should have a row of 10, and just to double check our count here, we should have a 10 total brick top slabs like this going toward the back here. On this section back here, we're going to then place down an iron trap door, followed by another brick top slab like this for the end there. With that done, we're going to go back up to the front. We're going to go to our third brick top slab back. We're going to place down an iron trap door on both sides of that top slab. From that top slab back, we're going to take our brick slabs, place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 brick top slabs back from the iron trap door. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 brick top slabs back. With that done, we're going to go and then place down a placeholder block coming off of each one of these brick top slabs, followed by an end rod on both sides, or sorry, my bad, a skeleton skull on both sides, and then we're going to delete that block and then place down a end rod. With water, I don't believe the skeleton skulls or end rods can be in water, so it's very difficult to kind of come up with a small prop design that would actually work. If you have this above water for just, visual, being able to look at it and all that stuff, then this would work. but in water you may just have to avoid putting these all together, and maybe you have to figure out something else. Just because with Minecraft and end rods and skeleton skulls not wanting to work underwater. Anyways, that's going to do it for layer number 1. Let's move on to layer 2. Alright guys, so going ahead and move on to our next layer. We have layer number 2. For layer 2, to go ahead and begin with, we're going to place down a polished andesite block on top of this brick top slab in the front here, followed by a stone brick upside down stair coming with that polished andesite block toward the front. We then want to place down a row of 1 and 2 more polished andesite blocks back. On both sides of the second polished andesite block, we're going to place down a stone brick upside down stair to both sides. We then want to place down a cobblestone wall, going back from that stone brick stair on both sides, and then across the space here, we're going to place down a row 3 of polished andesite. We then want to place down a second row 3 of polished andesite across, followed by a third row after that. And then when we get to this point here, we're going to place down a gray wool block in the middle, followed by a polished andesite block to both sides of it, just like that. With that all finished there, we're going to go ahead and continue on by placing down another row 3 of polished andesite across, a gray wool block in the middle there, polished andesite blocks to both sides, then another row 3 of polished andesite block in the middle, cobblestone walls to both ends, and then a stone brick stair on top of the stone brick top slab with a skeleton skull on both sides of this stone brick stair. With that all done there, that is going to wrap up layer number 2. With that, let's move on to layer number 3. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and begin with, we're going to go ahead and place down an end rod on top of the stone brick upside down stair, followed by a lever on top of this polished andesite block, and we want to have this lever facing forward like that. Once that's done, we're going to then place down a redstone repeater on top of this polished andesite block with the notches flicked out to the sides. We also want to grab ourselves a gray carpet and place down a gray carpet on top of those 2 stone brick upside down stairs. With that done, we're going to then place down a stone brick stair, going back from this redstone repeater, followed by a skeleton skull at about a 45-degree angle on both sides on those cobblestone walls. After that's done, coming off the back of the stair to place down another polished andesite block, followed by again a cobblestone wall to both sides. We then want to place down 2 more polished andesite blocks back, and coming off both sides of this the second polished andesite block in this row here, we're going to place down a stone brick stair to both sides, and another stone brick upside down stair coming off the third polished andesite block back, and this one here is going to be a corner stair, and then you have your regular upside down stairs on both sides there. Continuing back to this point here, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor in the middle, and we want to also place down levers and make sure levers are flicked toward the stone brick stairs. If for some reason the direction of your ship actually affects the way the levers are facing, like per se if they were back this way and you had to flip them and then it opened or closed the iron trapdoor here, you can switch this to a wooden trapdoor and close it, or use world edit to get the iron trapdoor to be fixed there. Whichever one works for you. Wooden trapdoors will work fine there. We then want to place down a polished andesite block in the middle, cobblestone wall to both sides, and coming off this cobblestone wall, we'll be placing down a light gray banner on both sides of it like that. With that done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a gray carpet on both sides like this, and then we want to place down an iron trapdoor there in the middle. After that, we're going to place down another stone brick upside down stair back, followed by a cobblestone wall to both sides of that stone brick upside down stair. We're then going to place down 2 quartz slabs, one on top of this cobblestone wall to the left side here, and a second quartz slab back. We're then going to place down a wooden sign on both sides of the first quartz slab. We then want to place down an end rod on top of this stone brick stair, and then we're going to place down a iron trapdoor on top of the end rod, and then one over to the side there like that. After that's done, that's going to wrap up layer number 3. With that, let's go ahead and move into our last final layers, which are basically going to be layers 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright guys, moving into our last final layers, we have layers 4 through 7. For these layers, to go ahead and get started with, we're going to place down a nether brick upside down stair on top of this polished andesite block. On all sides of this nether brick upside down stair, so on the sides and also the front, we're going to be placing down iron frames, and in these iron frames, we're going to place down a black bed. Now on the iron frames to the sides of the ship, we want to make sure that the pillow is facing toward the rear of the stair. And then going toward the front here, we're just going to place down a black bed. It doesn't matter which way the pillow kind of goes, but I had it here to the left side like that. But basically you have the windows here for the, whatever you call it, the command bridge there. With that done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a skeleton skull on both sides here at about a 30-degree angle, so not super steep, but just a nice simple angle. And then going back from it on the next stone brick stair upside down back, we're going to place down another skeleton skull at a 30-degree angle like that to kind of create a curved shape around the sides there. With that done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a stone brick upside down stair coming off this narrow brick stair. Coming off the back of that, we want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood fence gate like this on top of the iron trapdoor. And then going up from this dark oak wood fence gate, we're going to place down one more and open it up toward the front. On the side of this first dark oak wood fence gate, we're going to be placing down a wooden sign on both sides of it. And then we want to go and then place down a cobblestone wall on top of this stone brick stair here. With that done, we're going to then place down a redstone comparator that is going to go on top of that narrow brick upside stair. And then going up from this dark oak wood fence gate here, we're going to place down a placeholder block. So some block we can delete later. We're going to place down a skeleton skull on top of it, delete that block, and then place down an end rod in its place underneath it like so. With that done, we're going to then place down a iron trapdoor on top of that cobblestone wall. And once you have that done, you have your mask complete. Moving our way toward the back here, we're going to go and place down a row of 2 of gray carpet. One on top of the polished andesite block and one on top of that iron trapdoor. On top of these 2 cobblestone walls, we're going to place down a quartz slab to both sides, and we also want to go and take a lever, place it down on top of the stone brick upside stair on the rear here, and face it, or have it flicked so it faces toward the back like that. And once you have that all complete, that is going to complete this video for my tutorial for the Cyclone-Class patrol ship. If you guys do end up using this design, I do want to say you guys give me proper credit for it. This may be from the Sanda build, tweet to my channel or this video with this does opinions, social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, that's all I ask for doing these tutorials and helps my channel grow, and it continues to keep me inspired to keep on posting these types of videos. So as long as you guys give me credit for it, you're free to use it for whatever projects you guys are working on. And than that, thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett254, and I'll see you guys next time.